In this video, I will go over how Uranus moving into Gemini looks for the United States, for Iran, Israel. What I did see a common theme was Venus. Venus seemed to be a big driver of, or a big influence of Uranus entering into Gemini. In Israel, Uranus goes into its 9th house in Gemini. Venus, Jupiter will be conjunct natal Venus for Israel's chart. In the 10th house, the values of the people, the government's values, expanding its influence on the world could be a theme. Uranus is moving into the 9th house. Transiting Jupiter will be conjunct natal Venus. Uranus and Venus will be conjunct moving in the 9th house. So this could be Israel itself expanding its philosophies to masses amounts of people, spreading its ideology, spreading how it rules over other countries. Because 9th house is ideologies, philosophies, law, rules, regulations, it could be spreading its country out literally to other countries. Neptune and Saturn are in the 7th house. I looked at all the outer planets of the countries. In the 7th house, communication, military actions and partnerships with other countries. These two, Neptune and Saturn, are squaring to Venus in the 10th house. Military action taken, conflicting military actions taken against other countries. This could be showing that Israel is not done with its military actions against other countries, spreading its belief that they want more rulership of countries nearby. Sudden actions taken against other countries. Saturn and Neptune are trying the moon in Leo in the 11th house. So perhaps there's other nations that do support Israel, do support the government of Israel, do support its rule and the spread of the country. The moon, it's the people. The people are in favor of what Israel is doing, the government itself. The ruler of Israel's chart is Venus, and with Venus next to Uranus in the 9th house, the values are expanding. The values of the country itself, the values of the people are expanding the philosophies of the country. A lot of communication is occurring with how they value the ideals of the country. Doesn't look like it's done with its aggressiveness towards other countries. And Mars is in the 12th house of hidden enemies. Perhaps there is someone taking action against Israel and the people come together to fight against whatever enemies are coming to attack Israel. Whether you believe that's right or wrong, for Israel to take actions, that's just what I see in the chart. So this is the Islamic Republic of Iran, because Iran's history goes back very far. So the date for Iran I have is April 1st, 1979, 3 p.m., Tehran, Iran. So the ruler of this chart is Leo, is the sun. We have Uranus moving into the 11th house of Gemini. The Uranus is squaring the ascendant at 29 degrees of Leo. And Uranus is also in a sextile to Mercury in Pisces in the 8th house. This could be finances. This is revolutionary action against the government. And Uranus is also in a sextile to Jupiter in Cancer in the 12th house. Because the sun rules this chart, the sun is at 29 degrees of Leo. The sun is in the 12th house in Cancer. There could be hidden enemies trying to have a coup. Hidden enemies trying to take over Iran, trying to take over the country, rebellious actions with allies they thought were allies and they're not allies, Jupiter is in the 12th house. This is also the house of hidden enemies. It's in a trine to its natal Venus in the 8th house. And Jupiter is also in a sextile to natal Saturn in the 2nd house. So there's something with finances in Iran. Now, whether this is people from the outside trying to control Iran or take control of Iran. 11th house is the allies. Who are your allies? Who does a country allied with? 12th house is the hidden enemies. Who are your hidden enemies? So it could be that someone, something, some government, someone's trying to come in here and secretly take control over Iran. Now, Jupiter is trining to Venus in the 8th house of Pisces. Perhaps the people of the country, because the people is in the Saturn and Venus are coming into a conjunction with Iran's moon. Could be a rebellion by the people. It could be something against the people too, something that joins the people together. Venus is in a square to natal Venus. The moon is in a square to natal Venus. Uranus right now maybe their finances are collapsing, or perhaps there's another country that wants to collapse Iran's finances for their own purposes, to take control of it, to dominate the country. When Uranus is in closer conjunction with the moon, this could be the people rising up against the government in the country. But I see this more of an outside, someone on the outside coming in and trying to disrupt Iran. Yes, the people do want change there, and there is currently change going on right now, but there's still something out there that's secretly trying to take over Iran. It's as if whatever was started in June, it's not done yet, because Jupiter will be here in the 12th house for the next year. So we're going to have to deal with this for some time. Now, they could be whoever these outside secretive forces are, or hidden enemies are, trying to take over via the finances. Perhaps they're trying to squeeze them through whatever they use for finances or their resources. But something here is trying to negatively hurt Iran. Perhaps someone they thought was their friend, was their ally, is trying to squeeze them out, trying to destroy them, take them over, or take over their resources. But something here is not very well right now in Iran. I guess there's that saying, keep your friends close, but keep your enemies closer. So perhaps it's someone inside the country who they thought was an ally is not, and they're really siding with someone else, trying to, maybe someone outside has a deal with another country and they're trying to sell them out. Something occurring not for the people of Iran, something that is hurtful for the people of Iran because of Jupiter in Cancer. So perhaps the new people who have come into power are not there for the good of people that people think. Perhaps people think, oh, this is great. This is a regime change. We're going to finally have the changes that we need. But perhaps these people are not who they say they are. Perhaps they are more enemies than friend of the people. Or this could be showing Israel still, because Israel looked like it wasn't done with its attacks, could be showing Israel perhaps, doing this the ceasefire, but perhaps isn't, maybe is doing things secretly on the side and planning to break this ceasefire. This is all speculation. Now, one thing I need to point out before I go on, and I forgot, is Venus is in all three of these charts. Venus is in, natal Venus is at 3 or 4 degrees. United States chart, Venus is at 3 degrees in the 8th house of Cancer. In Iran's chart, Venus is at 3 degrees in the 8th house of Pisces. In Israel's chart, Venus is at 4 degrees in the sign of Cancer. It seems like these countries are all connected. They have a connection with Venus. It's not transiting Venus, it's natal Venus. They're all in either the 8th house or in Cancer. So for the United States, it's the 8th house in Cancer. For Iran, it was the 8th house in Pisces, but it's still the 8th house, that link. For Israel, it's the 10th house, but in Cancer. So there's this link of Venus to Israel, Iran, and the United States. It could be nothing, but that's just an observation. So for the United States, Uranus is entering into the 7th house. It's partnerships. Now this is a bit of something to keep watch of. We could have partnerships that suddenly do not work out, sudden conflicts within partnerships that we have, communication within these partnerships that we have, the values in these communication of these relationships. Something is revolutionary, rebellious, suddenly shifting, suddenly changing. Jupiter is conjunct natal Jupiter in the 8th house. This could have something strongly to do with our finances. Neptune and Saturn are both squaring to Venus. Now there's all key aspects of outer planets to natal Venus in all 3 of these charts. The values are shifting. And Uranus is squaring to the moon and trine to natal Pluto. Okay, Mars is also in a square to natal Uranus. That's actually pretty big. This is explosive action. Okay, I don't think this just has to do with finances, although this could be expanding finances, military finances, expanding the budget of military finances, expanding the domestic finances, expanding. Uranus in the 7th house here. Now, when Uranus gets to 8 degrees of Gemini, it will be conjunct its natal Uranus. This is explosively revolutionary. Uranus will not get to 8 degrees before it turns retrograde. It will only stay at 1 degree. So this is the very beginning of some sort of conflict, perhaps with other partnerships in other countries, military type of presence spreading perhaps around. People were looking more of like a military dominance within the world, whether people want it or not. That's what the United States is being even more so known for. Military actions possibly being taken. I see this as partnerships, friendships, allies that the United States have somehow not going very well. And I only say that because Uranus moving into the 7th house, having some kind of explosive actions with allies, showing explosive dominance, explosive military dominance, assertiveness, with Jupiter conjunct Jupiter in Cancer. I mean, the United States could be trying to keep the friendliness, keep the allies, keep the peace. But with Uranus moving into the 7th house, I feel like the United States is not going to be the one keeping the peace any further. Like they're the ones going to be having the issues. And it could be domestically. I mean, domestically, it looks like people could be coming together. Finances maybe are growing in the United States due to military action, due to aggressive actions taken on other countries. During war, there's lots of money to be made. There's no doubt about it. When there's war, there is lots of money to be made. So this could be a signal of United States growing financially due to actions, military types of actions, especially with Mars here in Virgo. And the South Node conjunct the natal Neptune. Uranus squaring the moon. It's the people who could be coming out against the governments. This could be having controversy within the actual United States itself, the people being split on how they feel about perhaps military actions the United States is taking with other countries, perhaps people standing up and protesting about the actions the United States is taking. I don't want to say a civil war, but a division of sorts within the country. And we can see that, but maybe further division, like explosive, sudden division on the actions that the United States is taking, or perhaps with the actions with who they're allies with and who they're not allies with. I do feel that Israel, United States, and Iran's current situation, conflict, communications are not done yet. Yes, the United States helped do this ceasefire, but I feel that this is not done yet. Whether there are other actions taken between Israel, Iran, but somehow Israel, the United States, and Iran all will continue this dance that they're dancing right now. And I feel it's going to quickly get more intensified, and somehow like it's there's a breaking point somewhere between all three here. And conflict will continue or arise to a new level in a different way, but there's still conflict within these, and I don't think it's going to be in the same way that conflict has been seen. How there's all this talk of World War III, World War III. I feel that World War III will not be fought or happen in the normal way of how wars have been fought. It's going to be different. It's going to be, quote unquote, maybe out of this world, maybe in space, but it's going to be different than how other wars were fought. It could be cyber, it could be with chemicals, chemical warfare, new, different types of warfare that we have not experienced yet. But there's something here that's still connecting all three. Now, this will influence and, of course, affect the crypto market and all financial markets.
Please, Lord, give me a sign, a sign. I feel like I'm losing my mind. Is everybody in the world blind? Please, Lord, give me a sign, a sign.